Good morning to all Nigerians. My topic today it concerns Nigeria and is about leadership and opportunities that are inseparable. I'm saying that leadership and opportunities are inseparable too. That's the topic today. Last week I was on Facebook and I was live talking about leadership and opportunities. But today is the second day, the second leadership topic I'm going to talk about now. So because I am not, get the message clear, I'm not the Messiah. I can't say I know everything. Nobody knows everything. But we cannot allow incompetence. We cannot allow things to be going wrong because a lot of people are suffering. So we have to be concerned about what is going on in Nigeria. Because if we are not concerned, a lot of lives are being lost. So if you have an idea and you fail to bring up the idea, then you have not helped matters. So because of that, I decided to say I'm going on Facebook Live again. This is the second time on this leadership and opportunities. So I'm going to show you a picture where I'm coming from so that you know where I'm coming from. This is the picture of my dad. This is a picture of my dad. So because I'm going to talk a little bit about my dad and his what he does, what he did. So I just showed you the picture of my dad because my dad was a lorry driver before he became a full-time transporter. So, but there are certain secrets he shared with me. He told me I have to release it today so that people can learn and then that we can stop killing ourselves and we can stop make life better for other people. Because there's no point to be alive and the life we're living doesn't worth it. So like I said, I am not the Messiah. I don't know everything. I don't have answer to everything. But what we cannot tolerate is incompetence. And incompetence is where the solution is there, the idea is there, everything is there, but somebody refuses to implement it or do it. That is incompetence. You see, we can tolerate a level of ignorance, but we cannot tolerate any form of incompetence because ignorance, nobody knows everything. But incompetence is that we have an idea, we have solution to our problems, but we cannot implement it. We don't want to do it because we're naturally stubborn or we are biased or we don't want to do something in a right way. So what I'm saying today is that is about leadership and opportunities. They are inseparable. Now, where I'm coming from is that, now you, please Nigerians, don't vote for people. I'm appealing to you, giving you a clue or how to know somebody who is ready to be a leader. A leader is somebody who knows himself. A leader is somebody who can create opportunities, like I said last time. So a leader is somebody who understands there's a problem he came to solve. And then before you begin to solve that problem, you must have a plan. So we cannot continue to give people opportunities or to come and lead us when they haven't got a plan. It's like an architect who wants to build a house but hasn't got a plan. So if you don't have a plan, how can you do it? So is it like after building the house, you dismantle it and start up again? So you got to have a plan. So if you haven't got a plan, please, you're not ready to be a leader. A leader is somebody who has a plan, who understands how things work. Now, you can't tell me you want to go and tap palm wine, you want to go and climb palm tree, and you haven't got your knife and the things you want to use, your tools. So when you get up there, then you start coming back to pick your knife and tools. This is crazy. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. an architect who hasn't got a plan. So you want to do something, you don't have a plan. You can't even explain your plan. So this is the craziest thing. And we cannot continue on this platform again, on this level, because this is pure incompetence. So you can't say you want to be a leader, you haven't got a plan. So before you thought of coming to lead a country, God must have spoken to you, must have got a plan right from the day you were born, right from when you were young. So now this is the time for every political leader to show us his plan. So if you want to lead Nigeria, you have to show us your plan so that we know you are committed, so that we know you believe in what you are doing. Because personal ambition is different from vision. I repeat, personal ambition is different from a vision. A lot of our political leaders, many of them have personal ambition, and they mix it up with say it's a vision. It's not a vision, because in that plan, or in that plan, you haven't put the interest of the people in your heart. So if you had put the interest of the people in your heart, that means that means it's a vision. But a personal ambition is like you just want to buy a car, a personal car, you just want to build your house. That is a personal ambition. It's not a vision, please. And this is where majority of Nigerian leaders make the mistake. So, and we Nigerians, some of us, we don't see the confusion in this particular thing whereby somebody mixes up his personal ambition with a vision. When you have a vision, that means the central focus is on the people. But when you have a personal ambition, that is your own personal thing, what you want to do for yourself. So today, that's why I said leaders and opportunities are not inseparable, because leaders themselves create the opportunity. Leaders themselves create the opportunity. Now, how can you create the opportunity? You can't identify it. And you say you are a leader. You are not a leader if you can't create opportunity and you can't even identify it when you have created it. Your activities create this opportunity. And if your activities create this opportunity, you couldn't even identify it. That is a huge problem. That's a confusion in the mind of a leader. A leader is not supposed to be so confused. Now, I'm not saying that every leader knows everything. We can tolerate a level of ignorance, but we cannot tolerate any manner of incompetence, because people's lives are involved. You can't be killing people. You look at how Nigerians are suffering all over the place, both abroad and at home. So what the hell is this thing? What is in our mind? Does it mean that we don't want to think? Does it mean that we don't want to learn the right things? Well, God has given us a powerful mind. So with this powerful mind, we can use it and do great things in our life. So that's why I come on again on Facebook today to say, look, there is a secret my father gave me. I have to release it for the world to, for people to be saved. I can't go home. I can't go to the grave with this secret. My father told me that, look, if you want to do something, you want to start a business, you don't need to have all the whole money. Just get the one you can get and then start off. Because if you want to get the whole money, that means you're going to start it. Mm-hmm. And what he's saying is that you must have a plan. You see, money is like a plan. So if you haven't got a plan, there's nothing for you. Plan is like a belief. And what you don't believe, you can achieve it. So that is what he's saying by telling me this thing. He's saying that what you don't believe, you can achieve it. Now, a presidential candidate who hasn't got a plan, that means the person doesn't internally believe it. So because if you believe it, you must have a plan. So that is how to know somebody who is ready to take the position of leadership. The person has a plan. The person identifies, creates the opportunity and identifies it. But where you create the opportunity, you don't identify it, that means you're not a leader. If you're a leader, you must have a plan. It's not like an architect you want to build a house, you don't have a plan. What the hell is it? This is the craziest thing I can think of in my life. And that is why I've come to Facebook. This is the second time I'm talking about leadership, and the leadership and opportunities are inseparable, so that I can give a clue how people can really assess their leader and see who is ready to lead, who is ready to take up the mantle of leadership. Because it's important. Because if you have an idea and you keep it to yourself, if you die, that's the end of it. Now, people are dying in Nigeria. People are suffering everywhere. So why can't we release the secret we have in our heart? Because God revealed these things to us so that people can be saved, so that his own people will stop suffering. Because the suffering is too much. That's why I'm on the Facebook today. I'm not mad. I'm not crazy. People will say I'm crazy, I'm mad, I'm very ambitious. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm able to communicate to people in a coherent manner. And I show clarity in what I'm saying. And then people can learn from it and change their lives so that people can't keep on dying the way people are dying. So now, let's get to the root of the matter. The root of the matter is that before you know somebody is going to be a leader, the person must have a plan. The person must be creating opportunity, and the person must identify the opportunity. There are some people, they create opportunity but unable to identify it. That means they don't have a clue of what they are doing. They don't have they don't have more information or ideas about what they want to do. So that's why I use this metaphor like an architect, without a plan. Without a blueprint. So, you see, if you're going somewhere, you must have a plan. A pilot does not leave an airport without a plan. So, if you haven't got a plan, that means you're not ready. So, where are you going? You want to tell me after taking off, and then you come back and land again and take off again. That is a waste of resources. This is why I said opportunities. Leaders know what opportunities mean. So some of the time you lose, you're not going to get it again. So a leader is somebody who knows his opportunities. A leader is somebody who creates opportunity and know what it means to have opportunity. Like I told you now that that Benjamin the Israel says that our opportunities are more important than prophets and conquerors. So if a person doesn't know the importance of opportunity, the person is not ready to be a leader. Because the first thing a leader does to understand is time. The leader knows that time is important, that time is of essence. So timing is very, very important in everything you're going to do. And God reveals things to people based on the time, based on the opportunities, based on what is available. So I wouldn't say this if the social media is not available today. So what I'm saying today is that now every political candidate in Nigeria, any serious candidate must produce his plan. His plan must be, is like a blueprint. What you're going to do, what do you want to achieve. It's not when the power is given to you, in that confusion, you won't have anything to do when you become a leader. So you must have a plan which you're going to stick to. You can adjust it, but then you must have a plan. So we cannot give mandate to people who don't have a plan, who don't have vision, who have personal ambition. So giving them mandate, man, is like taking a wealth and giving it to a mad person. It's gonna destroy everything we build. So this is what we've been experiencing in Nigeria, in confusion. So we can't allow this confusion to continue to grow in our system, because time has come. Time has come for us to think properly, because God gave us powerful mind. You don't tell me that God doesn't give us gifts. God gave us different gifts. So that's why if you know the gift God has given to you, you must use it. Last time I was saying that now for you to be a leader, you must first identify your gift. So because if you don't know your gift, because inside your gift, the message God gave you, handed over to you, is hidden there. So if you don't know your gift, you can't do anything. You can't have access to the wealth of knowledge. You can't have access to what God has made for his own people. So you must know your gifts. And because you know your gifts, the leader knows his opportunity. And now when the opportunities are there, the leader uses it, takes it up. So any person that wishes to come up, that is seeking the mandate, must show us that he understands what opportunity means. He must show us his plan. Your plan is your belief. Now, if you don't believe something, there's no way you can have access to it. You cannot appropriate it. Now, if you don't believe you can be a leader, there's no way you will be a leader. Most of these presidential candidates don't intimately believe it. They don't personally believe what they're saying. So if you believe it, the evidence is you must have a coherent plan of what you want to do. And you must be committed to the plan. And that plan is a blueprint. You can't do anything without a plan. God is saying, you cannot do anything with me without a plan. Because God is a God of plan. God is a God of belief. Plan is like a belief. So if you don't have a plan, that means you don't believe it. And if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it. So the only people that achieve something in life are people who believe in it. If you don't believe in them, in something, you cannot achieve it. So a person who wants to be a presidential candidate or who wants to be a leader of Nigeria must have believed it in himself that, look, I want to be a president. And now he should have written his plan by now. And then he should have, understood his plan and then be comfortable in presenting it to the nation. So, but if you haven't got this, that means you're not ready, you're not prepared. You're going to model everything when you become a president. Because in that position, you are confused. There are a lot of things to do. So if you haven't got a plan, it's just like somebody who doesn't know where he's going. That's why they always say a pilot has to get a plan before he takes off. Because it's not the middle of the flight to start looking, I'm going this, I'm going not, I'm going where. This is a crazy thing. And these are what most of our leaders are doing because they were not ready. They were not prepared. So you can't go into something without preparation. So evidence of preparation, you must have a plan, which you must have been studying from childhood. So you don't have to tell me that now it's today that you decided to become a president of Nigeria. At 70, at 60, at 40, you say just today is the day cleared on your eyes. No, you are misleading Nigerians. We can't be misled anymore. So that is why I took it upon myself to come on Facebook. You understand? Because if you have idea, release it for people. Because if you don't release it, then if people die, that's it. So that is why it is mandatory for me today to release any knowledge I have, idea I have, how things can be better. Because what is the legacy I'm leaving for my children tomorrow? I have children. What is the legacy? The legacy I'm going to leave to them is the confusion. The legacy I'm going to leave for my children is a killing of people and the suffering. No, that is not a right legacy. They said a good man always leave good things, inheritance for his children and great-grandchildren. So what is the legacy Nigerian leaders are leaving for their children? Is it a confused state? It is high time we change our mind. It is high time we change things, we approach things in a different way. So that's why I'm saying today that leadership and opportunities are not inseparable. That means they're not opposing forces. Leadership and opportunities are not opposing forces. They go hand in a glove. So I'm saying today, look, we are ready. One moment. Sorry. So I said, look, we're about to go into the polling, voting. So if you want to vote, check out the right candidate, the one that is ready, the one that understands what leadership is all about. Because if somebody doesn't understand what leadership is all about, it's not going to improve. Put him there. You understand? In fact, to change the mind of a person is more difficult than going to space, than going to the Pluto or Mars. So if somebody doesn't know something, it's difficult for the person to improve to that level. So a leader must be somebody who is ready, who understands the opportunity, who knows what it means by opportunity. Because everything God created exhibits a level of leadership. The trees exhibit leadership qualities. These fish in the ocean exhibit leadership qualities. Everything, the birds, everything God created demonstrate leadership. So why can't a human being, that is God has created after his image, show leadership for goodness sake? Now, if birds can show leadership, trees can show leadership, fish can show leadership, everything God created, the sun and the moon, they show leadership. So why can't we show leadership? So what the hell are we talking about? Now, if you want to be a leader, first of all, you must be ready to be a leader. There's leadership must be in you. You see, you're not only a leader, you must be leadership. So you can't tell me that somebody, like I said last time, you can't tell me that somebody is a striker, then at the middle of the game, the referee will blow the ball, will blow the whistle, and everybody stop, and his coach will come to the pitch to teach him how to, score. This is nonsense. So we cannot be, electing people who are not ready to be leaders. We cannot continue to elect people who are incompetent, people who don't want to do things, people who don't want to get things done. So the first principle a leader does is to know his opportunities and be able to identify the opportunities. So, you see, if you're not able to generate the opportunity, you're not able to, identify it, then what are you going to be there for? Now, people's life, 200 million, the lives of 200 million are involved. And there are a lot of confusions there. So at that time, we wouldn't have time to start running our helter-skelter to know what to do. So this is the right time. Before you go in there, you must be ready. Being ready means being able to know your plan, to have a plan. Because at worst, you stick to your plan. But if you haven't got a plan, so what plan are you going to stick to in that confusion? So I'm going to summarize again today that, look, we are all Nigerians. We should not confuse personal ambition with a vision. Personal ambition is different from a vision. Vision has people as a focal point, as a central point. But personal ambition is your own personal something, which has nothing to do with people. So we cannot model these two things and then elect incompetent people. I'm not saying that we must know everything. Nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. And neither does, nobody knows everything. So, but the thing is that we cannot tolerate, incompetent person. An incompetent person is somebody that has access to information, knowledge, everything, solution, but it doesn't want to implement it. So if you can't implement it, that is incompetence. We cannot tolerate it. So I am closing up today with this quote. They said, liberty lives in the hearts and minds of men. When it dies, no constitution, no law can save it. So we cannot play with our liberties. We cannot play with our freedom, because if people don't have freedom, they cannot exhibit leadership quality. If the environment is not suitable, they're not going to find it easy to use their gift and talent. Thank you.